guys, this is Hatsme, and I'm coming to you with a brand new deck profile today. And today, I would like to show you my updated Dinomist deck profile. So, this deck has gone through a lot of changes in the past couple months. A lot of different things. There is an engine in here that is not completely my idea. It is a friend of mine. So my friend, the person, you know who you are. Once you see it, you'll know it's you. So this is a pretty, I think, original idea. It hasn't gone through I don't think it's gone through enough testing. It has gone through some, but it hasn't gone through a ton. But let's go through it. 3 Dinomist Plesio's, I think that's pretty standard. Probably my favorite card in the deck, allowing you to lower your opponent's attack points, non-targeting, of course. Pretty nice. 3 Terran. Terran's a searcher. You unfortunately have to attack into a monster. I've gone over this before, but it's still a searcher nonetheless. And that's it for the level 4s. Stegosaur is really bad, so we're not playing him at all. Playing 3 Brachion, of course, he's the Cyber Dragon effect, so of course playing 3 of him. 3 Ceratops, just because the utility's nice, just being able to special summon it out whenever you have a Dinomist on the field is pretty nice. But usually he's just a scale 3, so that's pretty cool. And then 2 Rex. I only have room for 2. Rex, I'm becoming more and more displeased with this card. It's just a scale 6, and that's why it's there. Once the new card comes out, Rex will probably be gone, just because I am liking it less and less as testing goes on. So moving on, 2 Spinos, excuse me. Spinos is my favorite card out of the deck, for sure, other than Plesio's, as in level 5s anyway. But Spinos just does a lot that the deck needs. It allows you to either attack twice or attack directly at the cost of tributing one of your Dinomist monsters, which is nothing with this deck. So Spinos is very, very useful, and I really, really enjoy using him. So that is it for the Dinomist monsters. I believe that totals out to 16 Dinomists. And then moving on to a bit of a psychic engine, I guess you could say. I'm playing 3 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. This is one, it's a good card in general, but outside of that, it is a tuner, a level 3 tuner to be exact. So with this card, I can get out Ignister and as well as some other things like Scrap Dragon, which can really benefit your game state and do really nice things for you. So Ghost Ogre, really cool. And then also, a card a lot of people probably won't recognize, 2 Rizebell the Summoner. Now, I bet you're looking at this card and like, why the hell is that in that deck? Why is it in there? Well, 2 reasons. One is a scale 2. And I'll explain why the scale 2 is important once I get to the next card. Scale 2 is really important because it allows me to Pendulum Summon level 3s. And its Pendulum effect, spell card effect, is really useful as well. Allows you to raise the level of 1 monster on the field, even if this card leaves the field, which is pretty nice. But the level is really useful because 1, it allows me to either raise the level of like one of my level 4s or Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit if I need it to be a level 4 or a level 5. So Rizebell really helps fix hands and allows you to really take advantage of certain situations that you normally wouldn't be. However, once we get the new card in the Dark Illusion, Rizebell will probably be leaving the deck. Moving on to Archfiend Eccentric. This is what I was referring to, the scale 2. Archfiend Eccentric is a level 3 monster, so I can special summon out when Rizebell's in the Pendulum Zone, because, again, scale 2. And allows me to constantly reuse Eccentric, and I really like this card, so why not use it? Really nice that it's a common too, because now it's cheaper. And then finally, for the Pendulum monsters, 1 Rescue Hamster. This will definitely go up when the new card comes out in the Dark Illusions, just because it is so useful. But at the moment, I'm only finding room for 1. And it doesn't come up too often at the moment either, so 1 Rescue Hamster is really all I need at the moment on that. So 1 Rescue Hamster is all I need. 3 for the spells, 3 Dinomist Charge. Dinomist Charge is the best card in the deck by far. Searches out any Dinomist monster, and then if a Dinomist monster is added from your field to the extra deck, you can add one of those monsters to your hand. That does come up a lot, so Dinomist Charge, very useful, and that's anywhere on the field, even if it's in the Pendulum Zone. Furthermore, 2 E-Tele, it's only the amount you're allowed, and honestly, it's a very versatile card. It makes cards like the Monarch Storm 4th, well, that's a very, very good card. The fact that this is in the deck, I don't really need it as much. So E-Tele, one, I can either E-Tele out like a Rise Bell or a Ghost Ogre, obviously, and Tribute Over or Synchro with it. So E-Tele, very, very useful for that. Moving on, for Spell Destruction, playing 2 Pendulum Storm and 1 MST. Now, a lot of people were saying that this isn't a great card. I believe YouTubers along the lines of On the Yo have said this is a very interesting card. It could be useful if Wavering Eyes is never stops seeing play. Well, Wavering Eyes can't see play at the moment, so Pendulum Storm is in this deck, and it works really well because of Dinomist Charge. Being able to pop cards, it also allows me to reset my scales, especially if I need to get a Rise Bell into the Pendulum Zone. So Pendulum Storm, really, really useful, allows me to do plays that I normally wouldn't, so 2 Pendulum Storm, definitely very, very useful. Right now, for traps, 3 Dinomist Rush. This is essentially the Artifact Sanctum of the deck. Special summon out a Dinomist monster from the deck, and then during the end phase it's destroyed. It's not affected by any other card effects either, which is also really nice. So 3 Dinomist Rush, very useful. For battle traps, I am using 2 Drowning Mirror Force and 1 Storming Mirror Force. Now, the reason why I'm not playing 3 Drowning Mirror Force, I do own a 3rd, but I'm not playing the 3rd one just because it gets cloggy. If you know how the meta game has been going, 3 of this does get cloggy because your field needs to be clear in order to activate it. So 2 I've been finding has been working really nice. And then 1 Storming because you don't need to have a clear field, and still just essentially just does what Drowning Mirror Force does, just on a lower tier. If you don't know what Storming does, it just returns all monsters in hand. So Drowning and Storming, 2 Drowning, 1 Storming is working for me, and I think that's probably the best ratio out there between the 2 cards. Finally, for anti-summoning traps, we're playing 1 Solemn Warning and 1 Chaos Trap Hole. Chaos Trap Hole is really good right now because of the meta, and then Solemn Warning is just always good, so that's why they're there. For the extra deck, starting things off, we're playing 2 Cyber Dragon Infinities and 2 Novas to go along with it. I don't think I should explain this. This is a huge point of the deck. Being able to get out Cyber Dragon Infinity is one of the few decks that can still do that. I know that Xyz Monarchs, it's been going around that you could do that with them as well, but this is way, way more consistent because the entire deck is machines. So the 2 Nova and 2 Cyber Dragon Infinity is very useful for that. Moving on, one Volcasaurus, and that'll close out level 5s, or rank 5s. Volcasaurus is just good. In general, for the, except for this one Lightning, and then obviously 1 Utopia to go along with it. I don't have to explain these just do really good work. 1 Ragnar Zero because of Plesiosaur, and Plesiosaur really works well with this card. 1 Giganex. I do play, what's it called? Cyber Dragon Dre in the extra deck just for in the case that I'm going up against decks like Cosmo. And so Gear Gigan X lets me get to that card as fast as possible, as well as the other cards that I may or may not need. So Gear Gigan X, very useful for that. 1 Cowboy to close out games, 1 Dweller because it's a water deck, and it's also because it's Dweller. 1 Scrap Dragon for 1 Psy-Frame Lord Omega, and 1 Ignister. I shouldn't really have to explain why these are important, but I will anyway, just in case that you're new. But Ignister is just one of the best synchros out there, especially in a Pendulum deck. Being able to bounce cards back that non-targets is really cool. Psy-Frame Lord Omega is really good as well. For example, if I Chaos Trap pull a Cosmo monster, and then I go into this, the next standby phase, my opponent's not going to get that monster back because it's going to get sent to the graveyard, so unless of course they have Call on it, but regardless. Cyframe, Lord Omega is just really useful for that. And then Scrap Dragon, I can pop one of my scales to pop a card on my opponent's side of the field and just get that scale right back in my hand with charge. So, in my opinion, these are the 3 best synchros for this deck, and just in general, some of the like 3 best synchros of all time. So, these very, very useful for that. And finally, the one fusion of the deck, I am playing 1 Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. Again, as I said, Cyber Dragon Dre, I do play that in my extra deck, on my side deck, excuse me. So, this is definitely very important right now with Cosmo being the #1 deck, in my opinion. So, Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, very, very useful for that. So, thank you guys for watching this deck profile. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, have a nice day.